Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I want to talk about probably the simplest tip that you could do to increase your book's rankings, thus increasing your book sales seemingly overnight. But before that, hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about helping you become self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to watch the video and feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, if you've been around KDP long enough, then you'll know exactly what this is. But if you're new, this tip is actually just how to add more categories to your books. And a lot of people don't actually know how to do this properly. And I'm going to show you today how I add categories to my books. I actually do it in 3 different ways, and I'm going to show you all 3 today. So with that being said, let's get started. Now for this example, we're going to use a book and we're going to pretend like we want to add categories to this book. This book is a bird watching logbook. And so what I would do first to add categories to this book is I would just go to Amazon.com and you can click on books category here. If you scroll down on the left hand side of the web page, you will reach this part where it says department and then books. Now all of these are actually the categories. So what I would do is I would go through where I think a bird watching logbook would fit. So maybe the first one that I think about would be, let's go to science and math. And then here we can see more categories. And here's nature and ecology. So maybe we go in here. And then we go through this list. And as you can see, bird watching is one of them. So you can add this category. And then within bird watching, you have excursion guides and field guides. So what I would do is I would maybe look into field guides and see if my book, which is this book, bird watching logbook, would this book fit into this category with the rest of these books? And if I said yes, then I would take note of this category, which is right here. So what you would do is you would put this down, so books, and then you would use the right arrow or the right angle, and then sports and outdoors, and then the right angle, field guides, and then the right angle. So that is a category. So that is the first way of adding categories. Now another way of adding categories is if you go to the listing itself. For example, let's say this is a competitor. You can scroll down and you can see some of the categories that they're ranked in. So for example, this one is ranked in small animal veterinary medicine and bird watching. So you could just open these in a new tab and then you can see exactly the category. So this one is in books, medical books, veterinary medicine, and then small animal medicine. So if you wanted to put this on your list, then you could easily just copy it down. And then you could go to the next one, which would be books, science and math, nature and ecology, bird watching. And then you would put that in here as well. So that's the other way that you can do it. And then after that, what I like to do is I like to go through this products related to this item section, and you can go through all of these books that are related to your book, and you can go through all of their categories and add them onto your list as well. So this is actually one of the most effective ways that I've done to add categories, is by going to competitors or other related books and just looking at what categories they're using and seeing if those categories are categories that I would want to use and would want to rank in. Now the last way of adding more categories to your books is actually using a software called Publisher Rocket. Now, Publisher Rocket is a very useful tool for keyword research. It also gives you competition analyzer, and category search is what we're going to do today. So if we go into category search, we can see that these are all the categories on Amazon. And if we filter it by books here, and then we can start entering what we're searching for. So for example, this is bird. So all of the categories that refer to bird are right here. So you can just copy and paste it. So for example, let's say you want to use this one, you can just copy this and you can paste it here. And that is another one. Let's say you want this one, paste it here. That's another one. You can do more searches, maybe for field guides. Field guides. So there's that. For birds, there's another one. And then with this tool, it actually tells you how many sales you need for this book to reach the #1 ranking in this category. So for example, this category for sports and outdoors, field guides, and birds, you would need 33 sales to rank at #1. You would need 12 sales to rank at #10. And this is really useful information, because if you can find a category that not a lot of people are using. So for example, if we do a little search here for animal, we can see all the categories that refer to animals in Amazon. And what I like to do is I like to look at the sales to #1, because for example, for this category of arts and photography, drawing, coloring books for grown-ups and animals, you can see that it takes 188 sales to get the #1 ranking. So I already know this category is very, very competitive, and I don't really want to put this category on my book. Now, maybe like this: books, crafts, hobbies, and home, pet and animal care, cats, care and health, which you only need 4 sales to rank #1. Now, if we go and take this category into Amazon and search it, so books, crafts, hobbies, and home, so books, crafts, hobbies, and home, we can see that if we scroll down a little bit and under bestsellers, this is the bestseller for this category. So this book only needed 4 sales to get this #1 ranking. And if we go inside of this rank, you can see that it has the #1 bestseller badge on its listing. Now this is very important, because if you can get a #1 bestsellers rank, it helps you sell books, because it gives you a better reputation for your book, and customers love to see the #1 bestseller badge. And that is why Publisher Rocket is so powerful, because you can find categories that will give you a competitive advantage. Getting this bestsellers badge, because I've had it before, just exponentially increases your sales overnight. And as long as you have this bestseller badge, you can be rest assured that you're going to be making a lot of sales on that book. Now let's say we have our categories that we want to add, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories here that we want to add. And how do we do that? Well, the first thing you want to do is you have to have an Amazon KDP account, obviously, to add categories to your books. But once you are in there, you can easily go there by going to your bookshelf and then scrolling all the way down to this Contact Us. If you click that, it'll open a new page where it'll give you some options here. And where that is going to be is right here under Amazon Store and Product Detail page. You click Update Amazon Categories, and they'll actually give you instructions on how to do it. So what it says is submit all your category requests in one message. So we're going to put all of our categories inside this message. And here's the format. We put in our ISBN or our ASIN, right? So whatever it is. So for example, we'll just put up a random, just a fake one, marketplace. So for whatever marketplace you want to update it. So you would type in, I just type in .com. And then book format, you will want to change that to paperback. And then category. Category is if it's already in a category. I tend to leave this blank, so I just delete it. And then I'll delete this example. And then this is where you want to add the categories. So list each category as a separate item. So what you want to do is you want to grab your categories, just copy it, and you can paste it here. You can number them if you want, it doesn't matter. And then categories to be removed, I just delete that. And then you can just send the message. Now, since this is not a real book, I'm not going to send the message. But keep in mind, when you listed your book, you chose 2 categories. Amazon allows you to have 10 categories on your books. And sometimes they even add more categories once your book is already published. So what happens is usually you can add 8 categories to the books that you've already listed. So that's 2 when you listed it, and then 8, adding 8, that's 10 categories. But sometimes you get an email from Amazon if you added too many categories. So just keep that in mind, because sometimes they do add categories, so you don't really know how many categories your book is, and sometimes it's a back and forth, but Amazon customer service will help you out with that. Now, once you've added more categories successfully to your books, you get a message looking like this saying that it should be live in about 72 hours. And that's pretty much how I add categories to my books. Well, there you have it. I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like these type of videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. With that being said, thank you for watching. Bye for now.